Okay, so I was done. But I felt like I just left you on a cliffhanger, and I kind of want to nip this in the butt because I could just see the enemy. I'm gonna find the exact scripture. I'm gonna make that the next clip, right? Cause I'll back it up, right? But look, think about it. Why it's important to listen to the people that came before us? Because fruit is good for you, right? Like, fruit this is fruit of the world. This is fruit of the world though. But of course you have to have the fruit of the spirit because that's immortal, that's forever. This is gonna come out brown. This is gonna turn brown. You see what I'm saying? Like, not trying to weird nobody out, but like that's what's gonna happen. So it's important to listen to those people that came before you because it's just as simple as one of my favorite sayings ever, and I've already said it like probably three videos, but the early bird gets the worm, right? But the second mouse get the cheese. I'm pretty sure the person who figured out that the early bird get the worm is not here right now. I'm pretty sure the person who figured out that the early bird the early bird gets the worm is somebody who's not here right now. But it could have been something as simple as just an observation. In time, they might not have TVs, cars, nothing. It was just like, damn, that early bird is getting the worm every time. But then also think about it. Through all of the understanding to observe that, because in today's society, it's people who probably have never guessed that the bird that wake up first is getting the worms, that is eating the best. Like, it's some people who that just pass over their mind in 2023, right? You got to remember, all of us don't come from the same times type thing. You know what I'm saying? Some generational things are unlocking in us that aren't unlocking others because they generations here, we generations here. So it's really a melting pot, like spiritually too. Like, there's a lot of things going on this planet, right? But what you have noticed is that there were people who were observing and they had already been watching nature. So the reason why I say that is because, yes, it's like it's important, right? Because these same individuals, you have to think about it. How were they acting? What was their activity? What was their diet? Right? And how did they, you know what I'm saying? How did God communicate with them, if we could find that, right? So I start off with this. A lot of them had activities where, and I mean, this is a scientific study you can find as well. They walked for more than 15,000 steps. Minimum. Like that was the average minimum, right? Was 15,000 steps for those ancestors. Like, and this was probably even just like 40, maybe not even 40, maybe like 30 something, 30, 40 years ago. The steps was around 15,000. So of course, I mean, and mind you, it was like 300, 400 years probably when that saying, or 200 years ago when that saying came out, the early bird get the worm, when they knew that, right? But they didn't have all of these distractions that we have here today, right? So their activities were different, but their bodies were different. The way that they communicated with God was different. They probably might have read a scripture. That scripture is so powerful. They got superpowers for like 10 weeks straight off one verse, right? And if you know what I'm talking about. So like, you know what I'm saying? The way that they was able to consume things was different. Like, and mind you, they were eating animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't just eating fruit. Like, you cannot survive just off of fruit. And that's the today thing that they have for us, right? They want you to survive off of like minimal base income. That's basically what it is. A minimal base income. Something that we could easily provide. Like, I could take this seed. I actually have a couple watermelon plants in the backyard, but I could take this seed, grow another one. It's so simple for some of these activities is minimal base income that they want to give you. So we accept it instead of going back and looking, hey, so but why is it that the ancestors, they didn't give a fuck about that shit? They had beat your ass if you ever came in and told them they could only do this and that. They're not going for that. Why is it that you making it seem like it's sweet, but even in the Bible, it was some of God's people who had to go out here and destroy and kill. to protect, you know what I'm saying, the family or the revelation that God had given them. But today, Tom will tell you, no, don't do that. You're too dangerous. That's evil. That's wrong. That's mean, right? And then they'll desensitize you, demonetize you. However about it comes, right? It's just a cancel culture. But in the past, when we wasn't canceling things, we were observing things, right? The perpetuation of allowing activities to happen, we didn't learn from them. So I think our best bet is obviously to go get that wisdom from the past, from the actions that have already been applied, and we've seen these. And that's why a lot of us, especially me, I'm 22, I believe that there's a lot of individuals who should read a lot more books. We should read a lot more. We should study a lot more. We should learn a lot more. And we should incorporate that into as a group, because it's just a lot of things today that got people fucked up. Like, you should not only eat fruits. That's really why I made this video again. You should not only eat fruits. And I'm also finding in the Bible, there's a scripture where it says that in a new age, I don't want to misquote it, but I'm a paraphrase, right? In a new age, basically, it'll be people who won't eat of the animal anymore. Remind you, I have fell prey to that for 3 years. For 3 years. Well, for 3 years, I was vegetarian. For like maybe 8 or 10 months, I was vegan. You know, and I mean, mind you, that's not to go to say something in particular, because my mom is a woman of God and she doesn't eat meat. She just don't like it. Strangely enough, but she's not like against it or nothing. And being a doctor, I feel that she probably still like want to tell somebody, hey, don't eat that. It's not good for you, because it is. But I'm gonna find a scripture, and I'm gonna put it in the Bible. I wish I had my other phone on me for y'all boys, but I mean, to you, this is way sooner, right? This is way sooner. But regardless, I think it's important that you take the information for the past and don't just hold too much to shit that people saying today, or people were saying 10 years ago. Like that, take that with a grain of salt.